So a few months ago I made a video covering Cyberpunk 2077's next gen update. If you haven't heard about the next gen update, go ahead and go check that out. It'll be linked in the description below and all that. For a summary, I talked about how much it improved the game and how much I was enjoying it at that time. And, well, just a few days ago, we got the release of Cyberpunk's newest update, and a reveal of its first expansion, and I'm back to talk about it. Welcome to the Brevosity. Like the video if you enjoy, let us know what you think in the comments, share this around with your friends that enjoy Cyberpunk or RPGs, and subscribe to see more Cyberpunk videos, reviews on all kinds of games, and check out the Choice Words podcast here on the Brevosity. Now that all that's out of the way, let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077's Edgerunners update, and what we know so far about its first expansion, Phantom Liberty. It's important to note that some parts of the new updates, as well as the upcoming expansion, Phantom Liberty, are both only releasing on PC and next-gen consoles. So if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox One, you're shit out of luck. There's a decent amount of people pissed off by this, and I understand where they're coming from, but you get the next-gen version free with your purchase of the last-gen version, so I don't think CDPR is doing anything wrong by not releasing the new stuff on last-gen. It's been clear since launch that this game shouldn't have released on last-gen consoles, and that it was a bad move by CDPR that has done nothing but tarnish their reputation. But they have been very clear about the limited support those versions will receive since that launch. So I actually think it's great that they aren't limiting their expansions to run on the last-gen tech. So the Edgerunners update, named after the Cyberpunk Anime coming to Netflix on September 13th, it comes with a plethora of bug fixes and balance changes, of course, but it also comes with some small free DLC. That's more what I want to talk about, rather than getting into the nitty-gritty of all the balance and stuff. The update isn't anything near the colossal improvement that the next-gen update was, but it adds some neat things. Cross progression was added, which is actually really cool and useful and not something I thought would be added to this single player game. It's always great when people can play on whatever they want and still have access to their saves, PCs, Xboxes, whatever. And then we have the long awaited and heavily asked for wardrobe system, which allows you to use any wardrobe in any of your apartments to save a number of different custom outfits, which you can then wear while getting the stats of the armor that you're actually wearing. This is fantastic, and I think they've implemented this in the best possible way. It's a very similar system to things you'd see in MMOs, outfit systems, or transmog systems. It adds another thing to do in your apartment as well, which is nice, because right now apartments still feel relatively useless. All you can really do is, look at them, have them for immersion's sake, and then now you can change your hair and some of your face appearance. And now you can change your wardrobe. So adding a little bit more use to the apartments, which is always nice. An outfit system is something that's been asked for a long time by a lot of people in the community too, so I'm glad to see it finally implemented, and implemented well. We also see a few new guns added, one for each weapon type: pistol, submachine gun, precision rifle, assault rifle, shotgun, and what's really amazing to see is a new LMG, because Cyberpunk severely lacks these, with only one LMG available at launch and only a handful now. In addition to these ranged weapons, we also get a few new blades, as well as the redistribution of bladed weapons into new types, such as axes and machetes. The changing of the weapon types doesn't really change much, doesn't really impact anything all that much that I've noticed. So overall, nothing too significant. But when it comes to weapons, the more the merrier. And some of these weapons are awesome. The Cut-O-Matic is a handheld assault chainsaw that reminds me of the Ripper from Fallout. The Hypercritical is the new precision rifle, and it's an absolute beast. An anti-tank rifle that will demolish enemies and destroy vehicles with explosive shots, although you have to have a lot of body to use it to its full potential. I also like the shotgun and assault rifle a lot. The shotgun has this really cool looking sight. I like the assault rifle's art design a lot, and when shooting it, it feels almost more like a precision rifle because of its heavy hitting but slow firing shots. The other weapons are cool, but not all that unique. And overall, I like the new weapons that have been added, but I was disappointed by the lack of brawling weapons, though, because the favoring of weapons based on reflexes, like blades, rifles, and pistols, has been a problem for a while, and it seems like it's not going away anytime soon. It's a bit disappointing to have such a lack of variety of weapons if you're running a body build, but it's not all that bad. It could just really see some improvement. We don't have too many things added. The first thing is Roach Race, which is an arcade cabinet that was in the game before, but is now actually playable, which is really cool. Spending resources on a minigame like this is kind of wasteful when the game needs improvement still in so many core areas, but I'm sure this didn't take all that much resources, and it probably provided the devs a little fun side job to reinvigorate their creativity or give them a bit of a break. Plus, I love a game within a game, and Roach Race is a pretty fun little minigame, and gotta love the Witcher 3 reference, of course. The other content they've added with the Edgerunners update is a paltry 3 gigs. Gigs being the smaller side missions and not like gigabytes, like how people shorten that to gigs, unit of data. I know it's a free update and a free DLC or whatever and everything, and I'm happy for more content, of course, but 3 gigs will last about a half hour if you take your time, and I've been tired of the gigs for months now, and I know most people are too. I've always saw them as a pretty low-effort addition compared to anything that was in The Witcher 3, like their monster hunting quests. We also did get a very small but very enjoyable side quest from this update based on the Edgerunners anime. It's mainly just a brain dance and some interesting conversation, as well as a nice-looking jacket. Overall, kind of just an ad for the anime, but I enjoyed what was there, and it actually made me interested in watching Edgerunners, which I really wasn't before. There's also some other hidden secrets around the world, which I haven't been able to find. But overall, what we really need in Cyberpunk 2077 added is some significant new quests. And thankfully, with the reveal of Phantom Liberty, the first expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, we'll be getting just that and more. According to the president of CD Projekt Red, Adam Kaczynski, the expansions for 2077 will be around the same size as The Witcher 3's, which will be awesome if they live up to that expectation. So far, we don't know much about Phantom Liberty. They released a teaser trailer and talked about it a bit on their live streams. As of now, we know that you will be playing as V still, which is good to hear. Johnny Silverhand and Keanu Reeves are back, which is awesome to hear. And the expansion takes place in a new district of Night City that seems to be much more industrious than even Watson. Perhaps it'll be up north more, is what I would assume. Story-wise, the expansion is going to revolve around the new United States of America, in some capacity, as the trailer has V reciting an oath to the NUSA, with Johnny telling you it's a mistake. Since the NUSA will be a prominent focus of the expansion, it's very likely we'll see a lot of Militech, as they basically run the NUSA. It would be nice to see some kind of consequences or at least an acknowledgement of our prior interactions with Militech in the base game, but that's not necessary. That would just be cool to see. The expansion will feature an entirely new cast of characters, although none have been revealed as of yet, and that's pretty much all we know about the expansion thus far. But overall, I'm excited for new quest lines, side jobs, new weapons and vehicles to add to our arsenal, and of course a new area to explore in the map, as one of my favorite parts of Cyberpunk is just walking around and looking at its gorgeous world of Night City. I'm also looking forward to seeing a new story written by the amazing writers at CD Projekt Red, and I'm interested to see how they excuse V being a part of all this given his state and history. There's a few specific things I would really like to see out of this expansion and Cyberpunk's future updates. Like I said earlier, a significant amount of new body-based weapons is needed. New hacks and other weapons would of course be great. Giving enemies like the NCPD the ability to drive vehicles and chase you is sorely needed, and something I still can't believe isn't implemented. And I think for the Phantom Liberty's quest design, they need to look at missions like the Pickup, one of the main missions, one of the early main missions, and one of the ones they showed off in the demo. And I have a video analyzing this quest, so check that out. But for a summary again, this mission is not only filled with a satisfying gauntlet that is the food processing plant, and set pieces like the Maelstrom fighting Militech, but is also full of choice and consequence, with 4 to 5 significantly different outcomes, and a couple of consequences that only pop up down the road. Overall, the Edgerunners update is a decent enough update to Cyberpunk 2077, but I wouldn't say it's worth going back to the game unless you're wanting to anyway, and if you're thinking about buying Cyberpunk 2077, I would look at my next-gen update video if you haven't heard anything about that. The real takeaway from all this, though, that I see is that CDPR is paving the way for Phantom Liberty with small updates and additions like Edgerunners. I'll be back to review Phantom Liberty when it's out. Until then, check out our other Cyberpunk 2077 videos, our reviews, and the Choice Words podcast. Thanks for watching, give us a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. See you later, Edgerunners.